What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Um, so I've come to a conclusion, and by no means am I proclaiming it to be truth. I just wanted to catch up on a couple of things I missed, and basically that concludes what I feel about Pedgo 2 and the newer ideas and such. And like I said before, there is only one other person that I'm aware of that sees the Christ figure in Pedgo 2 as Horus, and that has to be the case, in my opinion. And basically, what I missed is you have the character that is Shiva, the Hindu Shiva, dancing the dance of destruction around the Ring of Fire. And remember, the Ring of Fire is an allegory for the birth. Um, the name of the character is called the Keeper of the Flame, and I thought that was really interesting. I actually didn't even know that or forgot about it. Remember a few months back, I talked about a show called The 100, and there was a character there that was also called the Keeper of the Flame. And in that show, there was an AI that basically kept the minds of these kings and queens. They're called mind drives, and they put these mind drives into different bodies or different avatars in order to reincarnate them as that same mind. So the keeper of the flame in the show was the keeper of the mind drive, or the key mind drive that was responsible for the queen. And I think we actually have a relatively similar idea in Pedgo 2, being that you have basically Shiva keeping the illuminated eye of Horus. She's the one that's going to be responsible for sparking that flame, for to transdimensionally, for him to be able to cross over into ours. Without that ritual dance, it would not be possible. So she's lighting the illuminated capstone on top of the pyramid, essentially. And remember, I was talking about how their dimension is the inverse of ours, and that's also um, allegorically represented in the Great Pyramid and in Osiris with the upside down pyramid on his chin, the green skinned figure. Um, there is like an ethereal pyramid below our pyramid that links the two worlds together. It's a bridge. So in their garden, to us, it would appear to be reversed. In our pyramid, it appears to be right side up. So the Keeper of the Flame has those two, the one inverted pyramid and the one pyramid that's right side up. Shiva is responsible for magnetically synchronizing and aligning them together so that their dimension could become right side up. And there is a crossing possible. Not only a crossing for Horus, but a crossing for the current power establishment to be able to return to their garden. And this is represented in the classroom in Ipetgoat2. F equals minus F. In that it's hard to see, but it's in the classroom. So it's bringing things into a balanced state, into equilibrium, so to speak. And just real quick about the dunce cap that George Bush is wearing. It's not just related to George Bush being a dunce, because he is. He was recently on the news actually mistakenly calling Ukraine Iraq, which I thought was funny. The dunce cap is for us. It's for those who are only able to see the dunce version of the cartoon instead of the multi-layered, deeper elements to it. Um, the ones who are obsessively focused on dates, which I've been guilty of, the people who only are interested in the element of war that is present in the cartoon, or the very surface level destruction, which that's not what's important here. That is the side effect of what is going to take place, the destruction. It is not the main thing, not even close. So to focus on that is just you're treading the surface of the water without going into the water to look deeper what's below the surface, basically. And as far as dates go, we have to be realistic in terms of what is ritually viable, like the April 8th, 2024 eclipse and 2017 August eclipse, making an X over the United States, over Cairo, Illinois. The symbolism of that is profound. And if it's dates like that, then they should be taken seriously, in my opinion, because there's a very profound celestial and ritualistic element to that. So, having said that, about the Draco character as well, on the surface level, he also represents the US dollar and the collapse of the US dollar, the almighty US dollar, um, and is going to start with other global currencies, and it's already taking place right now. And they're all going to wither away. They're all going to be burned away, essentially. And basically, Horus will, arrive as the liberator, the freedom from Osiris's monetary system. So there's two key elements to Osiris's system. We had blood, the devotion and ritualistic sacrifices. With all of these wars and events, were all for one reason. They were for him and Lilith. And then the monetary aspect of having slavery and control in terms of money. Uh, Whoever's going to be left alive here after all of this, Osiris will might bring a sort of freedom, if you can call it that. He will cause you to go from a factory farm chicken, and you'll be turned into a free range chicken, but you'll still have a fence around you. Sorry. Um, and he's going to use the world as his playground, essentially, for doing whatever. We could already see the manifestation of this playing out today, where his doctrine is going to be something like, do whatever you want. And that's really prevalent and evident today. The main doctrine being moral relativism, where what's morality? I mean, we're all creatures. We could just do whatever we want. Who cares about the consequences? That's going to be it. And you could clearly see that manifest psychically and in the collective conscious today. And it's going to only become increased exponentially until the ritual birth, which I assume if they do it right, won't destroy the world. But if it does, we will be jumping to the future, back to the future, right? We'll be jumping to the future, straight to the new Earth, if that happens. So, and then the actual Jesus will be there. So it's my personal belief, though, that the real Christ will return, and he's not going to return yet. He's going to return, after the cleansing process has basically concluded itself, and he'll return as like the real teacher, basically, the real Messiah. I mean, don't get offended by that. It's just my opinion. Um, all of this really is just my opinion. So I just I feel like it came to me in a flood of revelations, though, that this is what's taking place, that we have um, dynastic elements maintaining power here for thousands of years. And we've read about it in the conspiracy books and David Icke, but until you really see it, like in the depths of your heart, it's not the same. It's not the same. We've never left Egypt, ladies and gentlemen. We never left. For thousands of years, we've been in Egypt. And this Osiris character will be incredibly attractive. Um, I've made videos in the past basically discussing how people will be like hypnotically attracted to him, like he's the goat in the beginning, right? The goat with the hypnotic eyes, the hypnotic gaze. And it's more than that. It's more than just the eyes. It's a sort of pheromone that will be released. That's why he has three hearts on his chest, the flames. That's why there's the emphasis on the lust and all the sexual imagery, because it's going to be like a lustful type of pheromone that he will cause people to gravitate to him. Sorry if that's too much information for anyone, but that's what it is. In conclusion, um, we have Ipetgoat2. The name implies the sequel to the first 9-1-1 event, where George Bush was reading in the classroom the book My Pet Goat. That's what he was reading. So part two. And remember, part one was a copulation ritual. It was a seeding ritual of fertilizing the egg of Osiris. It was a destructive, violent ritual where the airplanes or the eggs violently penetrated the egg. The the second ritual is the ritual birth, where Horus actually comes out, birth both celestially and terrestrially, on the earth and in the heavens, where there will be a simultaneous supernova of the sun and the earth basically having a massive earthquake, a global earthquake, so to speak. And that will be the birth. But before that, there will be symbolic events, tsunamis, war-related stuff that will be sort of leading up to that main event, but it's not going to be on the same day. No, I don't think so. No, it's going to be during lunar, solar, and full moons, lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, and full moons. Sorry, but it's not going to be all in one day, not by any means. Um, and what else was I going to say? So, yeah, I think that concludes it. I think that concludes it. Oh, one more thing. Yes, so there was a destruction of a mosque. There was a destruction of a church, which is symbolic and representative of the old Osiris consciousness, or the religious sort of seed that has been playing out for thousands of years here, along with the monetary system. You had religious systems, monetary systems, and the learning systems, science, what have you. So the fact that the mosque and the church are destroyed means that is erased from the collective conscious. Essentially, people will be torn away from it. And it's clear and evident today that that's already happening with the hordes of people turning away from religion. And I don't know about Islam though, but yeah, that's whatever. So yeah, Horus, do whatever you want. It's all good. Just party. Who cares? Type attitude. And that's it. I don't think I need to make any more videos on it. If I do, then somebody slap me in the face.